on the website and on DAB digital radio right the way across Pembrokeshire for a Monday evening. Coming up, we're going to round up another busy weekend of sport across the county, and in football there were goals left, right and centre in Division 1, including Hakin hitting 13. We'll come to that in a sec. In the second part of the show, our guest will be Jasmine Meaney, who captains the Fishguard and Goodwick ladies hockey side. We'll find out how their season's going and why it's a club that's thriving. And in part 3, we'll look back on a tricky start for Steve Tandy as Wales went down to defeat in Cardiff against Argentina. Fraser Watson was there, weren't you, Fraser? Did you have a good Sunday yesterday?
Yeah, busy few days actually. A good game in terms of entertainment. The tries scored, obviously most of them against Wales. But yeah, I was there. Had watched a bit of local sport on Saturday and been up in Afan Nedd to see my boy play on Friday night, having done the Real Madrid-Liverpool Champions League game in the week. Ooh. So I've seen a few contrasting occasions
crikey,
in the last few days, but all enjoyable in their own way.
Where do we start with that? That's some few days for you, Fraser. We'll get into the rugby in the final part of the show. We knew it would be a tough start for Steve Tandy, but we'll look at how that opening game went. Gordon, evening to you. How are we?
I'm very good, Ben. And yourself? Are you disappointed with the point on Saturday, or are you happy?
No, I think we'd have taken a 2-2 going into that. Disappointed to be 2-1 up after 95 minutes and not win a home game, obviously. But I think a draw was a fair result. Did you think?
Yeah, I think overall it was a fair result. But you never know what's going to happen with Man United Tottenham fixtures these days.
No, you don't. And actually, 2-2 made it sound a better game than it actually was as well. It was quite hard to watch at times, wasn't it? Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Finally feeling a little bit rested from watching some grassroots rugby in Derbyshire to see my nephew play at number 12.
Good work. Yeah, we've clocked up some miles, I think, as a group over these last few days. Let's get into the football, actually, from the weekend. And there is only one place to start. There were some really interesting results across Pembrokeshire in Division 1 on Saturday. The one that stood out in terms of goals, I think you saw a bit of, Gordon, didn't you? And we've spoken over the last few weeks about the start that Hakin have made to the season, and they're in great form, but they went to Fishguard and had a remarkable win, winning by 13 goals to 2. Did you see all 15 goals, Gordon, on Saturday?
No, I didn't, but I saw about 5 or 6 of them, to be honest with you. Phil Jones, Fishguard manager, wasn't a happy man, obviously. Fishguard were very poor, but on saying that, you can only beat what's in front of you, and Hakin played some really good football, to be fair. It was good to see Ashley up front scoring 6 goals, Ashley Bevan. He looked a little bit more like his old Welsh League days, to be honest with you. He's trimmed down and he looks very sharp, and he certainly knows where the back of the net is. Liam Parks partnered him as well. So between them, they scored 9 goals between them, 6 and 3. Kieran King had a couple of goals as well. He came up from defence to get a couple, one of them a header. And Mark Jones came off the bench and scored, and Matthew Broom scored a diving header. So that completed the rout. But Fishguard did score first. Chunky scored, Fraser. Anthony,
really?
From a long throw-in. They actually went 1-0 ahead, but they couldn't build on that. Hayden Hughes scored a second goal for them late in the second half. But Hakin, halfway point of the season, 10 points ahead in the league. Who are you going to go for now, Ben?
I mean, I would say that is a statement, isn't it? Because they're obviously in control of the title race. But to go there and do that shows there's no sign of complacency. You know, they're prepared to be ruthless. There's no sign of easing up in the league or sitting on their laurels. So that is a statement. I do agree with what Gord says there, that Phil Jones wouldn't have been happy. I doubt he was, though. It shouldn't. You know, Hakin are a very good side, but no team should be shipping 13 in Division 1. I think Fishguard be very disappointed with that because, you know, you want to show fight and you're not doing that when you're conceding 13. And it's not like them, actually. So I imagine...
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, Fraser, we've said about statement wins for Hakin over the last few weeks. This one feels more like a presidential address or the King's speech on Christmas Day. I mean, these are serious statement wins now, aren't they? And
it also, Ben, it brings the goal difference if it does come down to that. If they did lose their lead, obviously it's severely boosted now, so it helps on that front as well. So, no, you're right. It is a big statement. A big one from Tish as well, mind you.
Wow, Fraser. Wow, that's
indeed.
Going into that one, it was an interesting one for them. They played well. They battled very well in Hakin, only went down 1-0 with 10 men. They obviously conceded the late goal against Goodwick to draw. Had they lost to Tenby, even though it's 3 of their toughest fixtures this year, is 1 point from 9. And it would have just seen them lose touch with those teams at the top. But to go there and play Denby off the park and score 5. I thought it would be a tough, tight game. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see 5-1. That is a win for them. And that shows that Tish are capable of beating the top teams.
You're right, Fraser. And Gordon, on another day, had Haken not done what they did and scored 13, we would have probably opened with that win for Tish, wouldn't we? Because to go to Tenby and win by 5-1 against a Tenby side who've been pretty decent this season, that's a really, really impressive win, isn't it?
Yeah, manager Graham Ninnis must be delighted with the way things have happened this season. And Aaron Hallam, who plays up front for him, is a real handful. Fraser would have seen him against Haken. He's so physical. He puts himself about, but he sort of brings everybody together as well. And they've gone with him this season, and that's why they've caused so many problems. You've got Brennan Devnall's a very good player as well. They are certainly good enough to possibly have a good senior cup run if they get the right draw, and they're capable of beating any side on their day. I mean, they've already beaten Haken in the league at home. Yes, they lost at the Obs, but I mean, they've certainly done very well this season, and they'll be looking to add possibly another bit of silverware. I believe the last time they won the Senior Cup was probably about 2004, 2005, and that was played down in Moncton when they beat Carew. They could certainly upset a few sides in a good cup run, and also in the league as well, which they're currently doing.
The change of mindset I noticed there as well, I think, in a positive way. He was notable in Haken when they went down 1-0 with 10 men. You'd think you had 10 men at the Obs, a lot of teams would have no right to go there and win. How disappointed Graham Innes and the players were walking off. It really hit them. That they expected to be challenging up with these top teams. They're disappointed if they're not, and that's a positive sign, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So well done, Tish, and they sit just behind Tenby in the table as well, but with 2 games in hand. I think only a point behind Tenby, so they're making serious inroads at the top of the table. There were goals everywhere on Saturday. There really were. I mean, Penna were well beaten by Moncton as well. Moncton Swift 7, Penna 0. Billy Davis with 2 there, and Narberth went to Clarbeston Road. Another exciting game. They were winners by 6-3. So if you wanted entertainment, Saturday was the day for it, wasn't it? For goals.
Huge win for Narberth. Tills them out to the bottom 2 actually, and 3 clear. Carew, Kilgetty, both below them, were supposed to play and obviously were rained off. So they took full advantage of that. Yeah, Penna would have to be a little bit careful now as well. I mean, they're still 7 clear, but they've been a bit up and down this year, and that's a heavy defeat to them. But Moncton, of course, I believe playing Haken this Saturday. Is that right? But you're looking at the table. Moncton 10 points off with a game in hand. You think it's must win for Moncton, to be honest with you, game in hand or not. Haken winning that, and you don't want to say at the halfway mark, it looks very, very unlikely they'll be stopped.
They do look unstoppable at the moment, don't they?
The Clarby Road result was a travesty for Clarby. They were 3-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
And back came Narberth in the last 24 minutes, scoring 6 goals.
That's unbelievable.
Incredible fight back. Incredible.
Yeah. It could be if they end up just staying up, they could look at that as a seismic day, actually. That's Saturday.
Yeah, it really was Super Saturday. 6 for Ashley Bevan, by the way. I mean, to score 6 in one game is incredible. Anyone gone higher than 6? Do we know in a Pembrokeshire? I mean, I've just asked ChatGPT and they didn't know the answer. So
probably Jonah would have scored a few more
in one game.
One game, Jonah. But if anybody from Haken's there, please let us know, because I can remember Jonah banging in goals for fun, and he would have either beaten that 6 goals or more. He was an incredible striker.
You go 7.
Nicky Woodrow was another one as well, So, be interesting.
Credit to Ashley Bevan, actually, because a couple of years ago, you actually thought he was dusted. He took some time off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And I wasn't sure he'd come back. And he had a back problems, I believe, and he's come back. And Gordon's right, he is fitter, and he's obviously changed his approach. And funny enough, it was after that Tish game that he played nearly 90 minutes that I saw him at the Tenby 10K. He was behind me. I will stress that. But I hadn't played 90 minutes of football the day before either. So no, he is. He's done very well.
He's looking trim and playing some really good football. Fair play to him.
And Gordon's right. He's a class act. There's few better players in Pembrokeshire than Ashley Bevan. He's been on form over the years.
Okay, we'll look ahead to the Division 1 games that are coming up this Saturday in just a sec, but we should mention we did have one other Pembrokeshire side in round 2 West Wales Cup action on Saturday. I think, Gord, you saw some of this. Goodwick United through to round 3. They had a 4-2 win at home to Seaside on Saturday.
Yes, Nigel Delaney will be very pleased that they got this one out of the way against the West Wales Premier side, to be honest with you. Seaside didn't help themselves when they had a player sent off after just 15 minutes for a 2-footed challenge. They went down to 10 men. But it was Tom Jago had signed from Merlin's Bridge this week to Goodwick. He got on the score sheet. But it was that man, Rhys Jones, in midfield again, who pulled the strings. He scored with a tremendous direct free kick to put them 2 up at half time. And in the second half, Rhys scored again. And it was, I can't remember, you'll have the goal scorer in front of you. They won 4-2 and comfortable, so they're into the hat for the next round, which they'll be delighted about. And hopefully that will give them a little bit of a boost, because they've had a funny old few weeks. And they play some really good football on Saturday, to be fair to them. They controlled matters. They thoroughly deserved their victory. So they're not out of it. In the Cups, they're capable of going the whole way as well. So we're going to have a very interesting season, to be honest with you, with the sides showing some good forms. Tish, Aiken, Goodwick, Moncton, Tenby. It's good, isn't it? It's good to see, because we've always just been mentioning Aiken and Goodwick for the last few seasons, but there's other teams coming involved now, which is good. It makes it, competition is healthy.
Yeah, absolutely right. And Fraser, you touched on it just now. Coming up on Saturday, a big game for Aiken United. They're home to Moncton. If they get that win, it is looking increasingly hard to see anyone stopping them. Elsewhere on Saturday, Carew play Fishguard. Fishguard on the back of that big defeat will be looking to keep it down a bit. Goodwick United home to Clarbeston Road. Kilgetty versus Inform St Ishmael's. Merlin's Bridge against Narberth, and Tenby, after that 5-1 defeat at the weekend, they'll be looking to go again against Penner Robbins. So some interesting matches coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, and Carew was actually the one who said this text out for me. Carew Fishguard. Carew could drag Fishguard right into that mix now. They're only 3 points clear of the bottom 2, which is Carew actually in second bottom. A win for Carew drag Fishguard right into it, and they'll want to address Saturday as well. You're right, dude. It's hardly the best preparation for a key game, is it? So now it could be.
Yeah, I think we might have just lost Fraser at the end.
I think we did.
Hopefully he'll be back with us in just a sec, no doubt. So an interest, I think Fraser is back with us now. But an interesting Saturday to come. That's all right, Fraser. We've got you back now. To come on Saturday in Division 1, and of course we round up all of the Pembrokeshire League action in the first hour of the show with Dan Metcalf's excellent roundup. For Haverfordwest County, they made the trip to Llandudno at the weekend to play Carnarvon. Gold, they'll be pleased with a 2-2 draw. Actually, Carnarvon were going well in third spot, so that's not a bad point on the road, is it?
No, it's an excellent point on the road, to be honest with you. And they got a 96-minute equaliser. Corey Shepherd, terrific strike, but the defending by the home side was they gifted him a lovely ball inside the 18-yard box, and he walloped it in.
He did.
So Haverfordwest County, any point is valuable at this moment in time, and on the road it's excellent. So they just need to bring some form at the Meadow now and start winning some home games and lifting themselves up from second from bottom and try and get up to the midway spot before Christmas. That would be the holy grail, I think, for Haverfordwest County.
The signs are there's no shortage of character there, is it? That's in the last 3 weeks now.
No.
That's 2 late equalisers, a fight back from 2-0 down. Of course, they came from 3-0 down to 3-2 against TNS. What will be the concern is the last 3 games they left themselves in a position where they have to fight back from a couple of down in the game. That can't continue either. But no, certainly they're fighting. But the Tony Pinnacle one, they'll have to shore up defensively. You can't keep playing catch up in these games either.
No, it makes it hard, doesn't it? And I think, Tom, we're going to be at the Bridge Meadow on Saturday for the Colwyn Bay game. It's a junior fun day. Loads going on at the club on Saturday, I think.
There is a lot going on. It's going to be inflatable goals and mini pitches. Going to be a marquee outside. There's going to be llamas, alpacas, sorry. It's going to be real festival vibes down there on Saturday as they take on Colwyn Bay. And yes, you'll have Pure West Radio providing some music. And I think there's even going to be some cheerleaders there too.
Excellent stuff. So that's this Saturday for the game against Colwyn Bay, back at the Oggy Bridge Meadow. We're going to take a moment, then we're actually going to be joined by Jasmine Meany, who's going to be joining us from the Fishguard and Goodwick Hockey Club. Jasmine skippers their ladies' side, so we're going to check in with how their season's going. Andrew Evans has been in touch as well to say, can you please wish the 10 Pembrokeshire players representing Wales heading to Solihull at the weekend for the British Isles Short Mat Bowls Championship all the best. Absolutely right. Good luck to those 10 Pembrokeshire players flying the Wales flag. I think we covered the British Isles Championship last year when it was at Hedison, or maybe the year before. We've definitely had it in the county, haven't we? So, they're on the road this weekend, heading to Solihull. So it must be England's turn to host. So good luck to them flying that flag for Pembrokeshire and Wales at the weekend. We've got some excellent short mat bowlers from the county. We will take a moment. We'll come back for part 2 of tonight's Pure West Sport. We'll have a chat to Jasmine in a few moments' time.
Mindful Monday, proudly sponsored by SM Bespoke Care.